Today's guest says that the goal is to be paid and free, not booked and busy. Oh, that might be an ouch for some of you. Listen, we are so excited to have Coach Latasha Brooks, aka Moneybags, with us today. And we're going to be chatting about how government contracting can be a lucrative stream of income for women in business. Don't you move. We're going to get right into it right after this.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. We are so excited that you are tuning in today, spending a little bit of time with us today on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. If you are live, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for popping on in and saying hello. We see our viewers coming on in from all across the World Wide Web. Shout out to my sister Kim. Shout out to my mom. Listen, I can guarantee you a minimum of two viewers every single show. We have those of you that are popping on in. Hey, Tanya, thank you for stopping on in with us, and all those that are across Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and YouTube. We appreciate you. And also those of you that are listening to this in Blog Talk Radio and all of our podcast platforms. Listen, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, y'all always come in with the highest ratings. So we appreciate you in particular. But everywhere that you're listening, we thank you so much. Listen, coming in from North Carolina, thank you so much for being here. Hello, Charlotte, coming in from YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. Listen, my guest is hanging out and ready to come up and chat today. I do want to remind you that this segment is brought to you by my 6th annual pop-up conference for women entrepreneurs that's taking place November 4th, which is sold out. That's VIP. But general registration November 5th and 6th here in the capital city of Richmond, Virginia. Listen to me. The registration closes tonight at midnight. The registration closes October 12th at midnight. This is your last chance to get your name on the registration. We are so excited to present this and produce this live in-person conference, the 6th year. Yeah. So we have chock full of speakers and all the things. So you can find out all the information you need at heygirlhey.biz. You can download our conference app, but in particular, if you have not registered, registration closes at midnight tonight, which is Tuesday, October 12th. So if you're listening to this in the replay, thank you for listening, but you may have missed the opportunity. That's all right. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. Hey, Michelle, coming in from Atlanta. Thank you so much. Hey there, Dr. Jacqueline, coming in, listening in from Richmond. We appreciate you. So today's guest that is coming on up to the mic, Coach Latasha Brooks, is a highly sought after serial entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and business development coach, focusing on government contracts, corporate training, event planning. Coach Latasha Brooks delights in using her God-given wisdom and experience to support both small and large companies in ushering in exponential organizational growth. That's who we have with us today, and we are talking specifically about how government contracting can be a lucrative stream of income for women in business. Coming up to the mic, live on the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, here we are again. Hello, Coach Latasha, how are you?
Woohoo! Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. Listen, our viewers and listeners are here hanging out. Let me capture this comment. Coach Reese said, I've been a federal government contractor since 1998. There is nothing better. So listen, you got witnesses and testimonials and testifying going on already. So let's just jump right on in. I'd love for you just to share with our viewers and our listeners how you got started in business.
So in business, I was pushed into business. Okay. I didn't volunteer this. I have 2 older sisters, and they're much older than me. They're 6 years older than me and 4 years older than me. And so my oldest sister, which we didn't grow up together, there's a gap in between us. She pushed me into event planning. And so at a very young age, middle school, I was planning corporate events. in middle school.
Wow.
And so I couldn't get away from it. Nope, she was not letting me go. And so that's how I started in business. So I started very young, which is why I have two young CEOs now, because I know what it does for you. But I didn't choose this lifestyle. It chose me.
And so you accepted and you said yes once it chose you. And then what after the event planning, bring us through the timeline. So middle school, you're doing corporate events. Then what was your journey after that?
So I landed a job with AT&T at 18 years old. Because of the skill sets that event planning bring to you, I was able to train the headquarters for AT&T in Jacksonville, Florida. And so I did that for about 6 years, very young still, making really good money at a very young age. I was able to buy my first car. I was able to get my own place. I mean, I was living the good life. Okay. So
Yes.
that started my corporate America journey. And so I've done corporate America for probably about 20 years now. And I love corporate America. But of course, I had to exit corporate America. And corporate America was handcuffs. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize it at the time. I gave it my all. I mean, I gave it 210%. But I was also running a company at the same time.
Yeah.
And I wasn't running the company as well as I was running corporate America. And so I gave myself a date and I said, listen, all right, you got to exit. You have no choice but to exit. It is what it is. And so I exit corporate America. I've been out of corporate America for about 3 years now, and I will never go back.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I've been out about 3 years. It'll be 4 years in February. So we are on a similar track here. And people always say, how did you know it was time to leave? Talk a little bit about that, because I know that comes up a lot.
So I had a couple dates. Okay. I don't know if you went through this, but I went through a couple dates.
Yeah, like 2
Every
days.
time it was an excuse. And so when my oldest daughter, who is a fashion designer, she's done New York Fashion Week, my baby girl, she's about to turn 8. She's an actress signed in New York. When I realized how much I had to give their businesses, I had no choice but to make a decision. And corporate America wanted me to choose between my family and corporate America.
Ooh.
And that was when I was like, nope. I just can't do that. I'm not going to do that. And so that's what forced me, because I would have kept pushing that date back.
Yeah.
I added 30 more days and not enough income coming in and stack up some more money. I would have done all of that. But when you make me choose, I'm going to always choose them. So.
All right. Because in the end, after it's all wrapped up and done, family is what matters. If you're popping on in, hey there, you're checking out the Sharvette Mitchell radio show. We're super excited because we're hanging out here chatting with Coach Latasha Brooks. While they're listening, go ahead and give your handles for Facebook and Instagram so people can start following you while they're listening in.
Nice. So you can find me across all platforms at Moneybags623.
All right, Moneybag 623. Show me the money. Hello, Tonda. Hey, Coach. Hey there, ladies. We've got some of your viewers popping on in. Absolutely, absolutely. Coach Reese says, corporate America makes my soul itch. I've been out 15 years, never going back, never going back. And you know what? People have different journeys, right? So listen. Coach Latasha, nor the Sharvette Mitchell radio show is giving you a license to go into your boss tomorrow and say, I'm leaving, unless you have a plan and you've already been thinking about it.
Right.
But there are things that you can do. And so I love this topic that we're going to be talking about around corporate government contracting. But there's something that I want you to talk about real quick around mindset, which is this shift from, oh, I'm booked. I'm busy, booked and busy. We see that kind of on Instagram, all around the internet streets, booked and busy, which does not necessarily mean that you are getting paid. You could be booked and you could be busy and not getting paid. So you say, let's be paid and free. Talk about the mindset shifts and about that.
So that came with growth, right? Mm-hmm. When I was really focused on entrepreneurship, I wanted to be like everybody else. And I tell people that, entrepreneurship, when you look at it on social media, it's painted a different picture. And so I didn't fit in with everybody else because I wasn't booked and busy. And so when you're talking with the in crowd, well, if you had too much availability on your calendar, you wasn't popping. in their definition,
Uh-huh.
that's when you popping, not necessarily making money, but that's when you popping. And so I started doing things to fill up my calendar. I wanted to be like everybody else. I was like, okay, you booked, I'm booked, we all booked and busy now, right? But then when I started filling up my calendar just to fit in with everybody else, I started being booked and tired. I was booked and stressed. I was booked and not spending time with my family. I was booked and overwhelmed. And I'm like, wait a minute, who made up these rules? This is not fun. Nobody told me what comes along with being booked and busy. That's not fun.
Right.
I don't want to be booked and busy. Take that back. Never mind.
Right.
So I realized that my goal wasn't to be like everybody else. My goal wasn't to be to have my calendar filled up because I was drained. I was tired. My family wasn't getting the best of me. So I wanted to be paid and free. And so when I started saying it in meetings, people are like, wait a minute. They would stop me in the middle of a meeting in the government world. And they're like, wait, what did you just say? I've even had people write down in my face exactly what I was saying. And I just can spit it off because this was a real life story for me. This is a testimony. I don't want to be booked and busy. I just want to be paid and free. Okay.
Right.
And so then my attorney was like, if we don't slap a trademark on that, you gonna be in trouble.
You better.
And crazy enough, I did have somebody say, you don't mind if I put that on a t-shirt, right? You don't mind if I make some money off that, right? And I said, well, I own it.
There you go. There you go. And I love this. And I put on my Facebook probably maybe 3 days ago, but it's still getting likes and all. I embrace ease. I embrace ease in my life. I embrace ease in my business. I embrace ease. And so this aligns right with what you're talking about. So government contracting, what does that mean? So let's break it down for those that this may be like brand spanking new. There are those in the audience who are familiar with this, but what does that mean? What is that?
So people don't understand that the United States is a business. Okay. And so their job is to help the economy, right? But a lot of people don't realize how powerful small businesses are. The government's job is to feed small businesses and corporations contracts, AKA money and jobs, right? Yeah. When they feed us the contracts, we produce jobs. I think small businesses produce like 58 million jobs, which is 48% of all the jobs in America. Okay. And so when they feed us these contracts, it allows us to open the doors and keep the money circulating. The government produce all the money, right? So every year there's nothing but contracts and contracts and contracts. The government contracts for everything, which means they hire people to do what they do best. They hire people like myself to train and educate. They hire contractors to build homes. They hire food and catering companies to feed the government. They hire hotels to house their events. They hire speakers to speak to anybody, the colleges, conferences. The government pays for everything. Anytime you go into a military facility, everything is contracted, from the products to the people that's working, to everything that you touch and you see, the food, the cars, everything is contract. So they're the number one customer in the world, and small businesses don't work with them.
Oh my goodness. Listen, Michelle Roberts saying, my God, and she's a chef in Atlanta, just put out a seasoning. So I know, Michelle, you like, ooh. Oh my goodness. So how do people get started? What should they have in place before they even maybe go down this pathway?
So I do tell people, because I'm very transparent, right? The government speaks another language. Okay. Now they're a business. They're the number one customer in the world. They talk numbers. And so when in the regular world, when people say, what do you do? I say, I'm a business coach. I'm a consultant. In the government world, when people say, what do you do? I say, I'm NAIC code 541600. They speak numbers, right? We speak another language. And so part of working with the federal government is understanding their language, or working with somebody that can help you understand that foreign language, right? And so everything is numbers with them. They don't care about anything else. They just need to know what you offer and how you can work with them. So I always tell people, you got to get government contract ready before you work with the government. And that's you getting your ducks in a row. Some of us don't got our stuff together. Okay.
Oh, Lord, help us today,
Don't
Coach.
get me
Help us
started
today.
with not having our stuff together. Some of us are not registered with the state. Some of us don't have an EIN number. It is required that you have a DUNS number to work with the federal government. You got to identify what you offer. Now, the thing I love about the government is you tell them what you want to do. But I'm going to tell you the biggest secret, okay?
All right, the biggest secret, y'all, it's coming.
It's always drops mouths, okay? With the federal government, you do not need a certification, a degree, or experience. You don't need any of that. They don't require any of that. They don't micromanage you. They do not try to talk you down. Your price is $200 an hour. They don't tell you we gonna only pay you $50 an hour. They're gonna see who else bid, and if you're the only bid and you're certified, you get it. If somebody outbidded you, but you have more experience, you may get it. You just never know. But they don't try to get over on you. And as long as you do what you tell them you could do, or you subcontract and find somebody that can actually do it, that's why no experience is required, then the job is done.
Ooh, you talking good. You talking. Listen, Coach Ree, again, who those that are just popping on in, welcome. You're checking out the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We're talking about government contracting and the lucrative possibilities for you. They hire me to help military women transition from military to small business. Yep. That's what they hire her for. So the possibilities are endless. Listen, a testimonial. This must be one of your clients. Tana said, "Hire Coach Brooks. She's bomb. I just love her." So you can help businesses and help those that want to step into this. Do you offer a consultation? What's the process to kind of get into your system?
So I usually do government support when it's government prime season. Right. So here's the thing about another secret about the government. We're going to drop all the secrets.
Drop
if
them.
Use the funding. They lose the funding. And so anytime between May and September, because their fiscal year ends September 31st, they have to dump a bunch of money, because if they don't use it, if they don't allocate it, it's gone. It's done. And so they are smart. In order for them to get more money, they have to get rid of what they have. Every single year, this is a process, y'all. Every single year. So I normally do my government support during that time, because that's prime government season. Although you can get contracts throughout the entire year, that is prime time. Most businesses that work with the government, we shut down. We ain't got time for nothing else, because we are bidding on contracts, okay? Which will last you. The last one that I just have to climb with was a 3-year contract. 3 years. Now think about it. We are so busy running after that one-time sale. We're hurting and struggling ourselves because we're lowering our price. We're killing ourselves trying to work with that one customer that one time. You land a government contract that can be anywhere from $250,000 to $7 million.
Okay, wait a minute, pause, because you said that quicker than they listening. You said that quicker than they listening, Coach Brooks. Say that again. The dollar amount possibilities. Yeah.
A government contract anywhere from $250,000 up into the last major one was a woman. She led the USPS contract, which was $7 million. You no longer have to survive. You no longer have to, and she don't have to do the work. She can outsource all of the work. And what women don't understand when it comes to the federal government, when you are certified as a woman-owned business, okay, the government has about $10 million sitting, waiting for you worth of contracts. By law, they have to set aside 26% of funding every single year to work with us. Now, last year, it was 23%. When they just increased 3 more percent, do you know that was $16 billion just to work with us?
Wow.
And that's every single year that they set that money aside just for us.
Just for us. Oh my goodness. Let me capture this. Sharon said, so the government is looking to fill positions by small businesses, and you named off several types of, speakers, contractors. Can does somebody that has a book could potentially they pick up a contract? Are the possibilities truly endless?
It's truly endless as long as it's legal. Okay.
All right.
As
So they're
long
not
as
going do your illegal business.
don't come to me telling me I can't help you, okay? As long as it's legal, absolutely it is endless. And if you're trying to figure out what you can do to work with the federal government, because
Yeah.
here's the thing, the contracts tell you what they want. You might not necessarily, like I own a federal government contracting agency. I own an agency because I got so many different pillars. I got 13 plus years of experience. And so I
Yeah.
have so many pillars that I can do. If you work in the media, they will hire you for marketing. If you know how to talk and speak about anything, the government will hire you to educate others. Because think about it, the knowledge has to keep transferring. So I
Yeah.
get paid to go to colleges to speak to the college students. I get paid to go and speak at conferences. I get paid to write curriculums from children to adults. I get paid to help with marketing. I get paid to help with event planning. I get paid to bring celebrities to the counties just to put on the show. And here's the thing, I get paid to put on a show and I get to keep the profit from the show. The government just to help me market the show because they got to bring some people to the city. Well, it's my event, it's my business. I'm keeping all the profit. They just dropped $50,000 on me for me to market it. Why not work with the federal government?
Listen, Tonda said, I hope I'm saying that right. Tonda,
Yes.
I told y'all, Coach is off the chain. And what I love about this, you are a voice of not just something you read in a textbook, not just something you have won contracts. The Sharvette Mitchell radio show, we operate in integrity. And sometimes in these internet streets, we can't police everything, but we strive to bring people that are credible, that's not legging y'all,
Right.
that's somebody that has done this. I see a question from one of my clients, actually, Cookie, retail. So she has clothing. She has a boutique in New York City. Possibilities for her?
Absolutely. So she can go into she can go on base around the entire world, international. Okay. So her clothing line can be on base. Okay. She can also produce clothing for, think about everybody in the White House, all the government employees, they outsource their clothes. Okay, they outsource their hair. There's actually a hair salon in the Pentagon, y'all. Okay, they outsource everything. Everything is outsourced. Now she's in retail, so now my coaching side coming in. Not only the government, but she also need to be getting into the chain stores, and she needs to be. I mean, she can. It's just so endless because she has a product, and with what's going on right now, China's shutting down, and so the government is relying on us, to mass produce for them right now. And so you have every opportunity to become a millionaire or billionaire right now to work with the government because their number one supplier is locking down. They ain't got no power over there right now. So
Ooh.
absolutely she can get in right now and her brand can be a national brand.
Oh my goodness. There you go, Cookie. There you go. Jermika, thank you for popping on in. LinkedIn, she's definitely speaking the truth. I had to teach myself about a lot of this and I enjoyed not working for anyone but myself.
Yes.
Great job. Wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
I do see another comment. Financial services. If they are a financial services expert, possibilities.
Absolutely. So they just dropped 16 billion this month in real estate. And part of the real estate was financial literacy. Well, think about it, y'all. We got a housing crisis, right? Most people can't get into a house because they don't understand the finances. And so I'm going to drop a nut. Here we go. We're going to drop something.
Lord, have mercy.
Ooh,
Y'all
so
ain't shouting as hard as
estate.
she's preaching. I don't know if you
When it
face,
comes to
but
real estate,
people, they know that. Okay.
we always think about realtors, right? That's all we know about when it comes to real estate. It is so much more to real estate. It's credit repair, credit restoration, property preservation, customer service training, property management, financial literacy. I mean, it's short and long term Airbnbs. It is so much that you can do, but we unfortunately only know about this much. And when you start doing your research and you start working with people, you be like, wait a minute, I could have been working with them. I can teach financial literacy and work with them. I can teach people how to fix their credit and work with the federal government. You absolutely can. You can buy short-term, long-term. Oh, if you have a cleaning service, Oh my God, the contract
Oh,
services is crazy right now. Real estate, they're looking for appraisals. They're looking for realtors. They're looking for anything you can think of, y'all. It's
oh, it's possible. It's possible. Terry over in LinkedIn. I'm positive information technology companies got.
absolutely. And
Listen,
Terry, look into fintech. There's a lot of funding in fintech right now, okay? But the contracts are endless. Contracts are endless.
endless. Oh my goodness, Coach. This last one, I know y'all are rolling in. I am an author. Can I get a contract?
Yes, you
How
can.
would you respond? All right, there you go, Sandy. There you go. How can they? So I know that this is not the prime. Do you have resources? How can they connect with you? Because you clearly are an expert in this. How can people connect with you?
So if you visit latashabrooks.com, now I will tell y'all, okay, my calendar is booked all of October. It'll probably be booked in November by the end of this week. I have reached about 500,000 people every 28 days. So it is crazy on my side. You can always reach out to me on my website, latashabrooks.com. I am absolutely open with helping anybody that is serious about getting government contract ready and working with the federal government.
My goodness, this is so amazing. Look, we still got a few more minutes. And I love this comment. Sharon said, "Look, my 2020 and 2021 is looking mighty bright about now. I'm loving this. Look, your 2022, Sharon, your 2022 is coming down the pike. So do you have subcontractors under you? Is that you work that way as well?"
Yeah, so that's why I did the federal government agency. And I'll tell you, I had to hire a federal coach because when I started with the government, I've been contracting with government for 8 years. I started on the state side. The state side can make me $1 million and I ain't got to touch nothing else, right? The federal side is when you're going to tap in 3 to 7 million, right? You're going to tap into your 10 million, right? That is a little bit harder. So that's why I produced the federal government agency, because it allows me to subcontract and I don't have to get my hands dirty. And so it's easier for me that way to subcontract because I know the lingo. I know how to get the contracts. So I am prone to getting more contracts and subcontract and allow other people the opportunities to become a prime contractor. And so, yes, I do subcontract, and depending on what it is, if it's event planning, I do that with my eyes closed. And so I take those contracts.
Wow. And sometimes too, it's the language. Like you said, the government speaks another language. So those that may be here that are saying, I'm a speaker, I'm a motivational speaker, maybe the terminology is trainer, or consultant on the government side. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
All
Yep.
right. All right.
Training facilitator and consultant. Consultants make a lot of money in the government world. So people will tell you, coaches will tell you that if you want to work with the government, but you're not quite sure what you want to do, you want to either create a solutions, a firm, a agency, or a consultant business, because that's where all the money goes. And you can do anything up under that.
You could do anything up under that. And that's the beautiful thing. You don't have to be locked, you don't have to be locked in. And so Sub D said subcontracting is key. This is of interest. All right. Check it out. Check it out. And there's a lot of information online. Typically, all of the states, all of the federal and state, if you want to get into government contracting, they usually have some websites you can go to just knowing what to get ducks in a row. Is that accurate?
That is. So let me tell you guys this last secret, because I ain't taking up no more of her time. Okay.
No, listen, we are honored. We are honored.
So I'm gonna drop some more resources on you. Okay. And write these down. I hope y'all got pen and paper. When y'all come to her show, please have pen and paper ready. Okay.
Listen.
So you're gonna want to look into SCORE, SCORE. That is a federal agency that partners with the SBA, and they provide free resources of developing your business to get you ready as a business owner, right? When you're ready as a business owner, you're going to want to then partner with SBDC, another free resource that has a government contracting department that will work with you for free to help you make sure you're government contract ready. When you feel like you really government contract ready, then you're going to partner with PTAC, which is PTAC. That is the federal agency that the government partners with to help you for free. All three of those resources are free resources locally in your area. If you just go to my best friend Google and put in any one of those and your zip code, you will be able to find you a free counselor to help you. I'm talking about writing contracts, understanding the lingo, your capability statement, developing that business correctly to make sure you're ready. The only thing I tell everybody that uses these resources is don't waste their time, because you will easily go on the bad list if you're not doing what you say you're going to do. Don't try to half step it. If those people say you need a business plan, don't say, nope, I don't need no business plan. I just want to fly high. No, nope. You got to do things the right way. Okay. And don't go to them with 14 businesses. You can't
Okay.
operate that way.
Be clear.
Focus on one business at a time and then keep going. And what you learn from one, you apply to the others. But those are free resources that the government pays for to help you.
You just got to know about them. Listen, Joy, I see you just popped in and you said, well, there'll be a replay. I joined late. Yes, the replay of the video, wherever you're watching, 3 different places in Facebook. We're on Instagram. Will be in Instagram. You might be watching the recording in Instagram, but LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, all of those streaming places, you will be able to, yes, come back and take notes. And also, if you're listening to the podcast version, if you're on Sharvette.com, you can listen from there. So wherever you are listening from, you will be able to continue to listen from and also catch our podcast versions. Those of you that are attending my pop-up conference, listen, my pop-up conference, the registration closes tonight. We have a session on government contracting. Dr. Kizzy Parks, who, similar to our guest tonight, has won millions and millions and millions in government contracting. So if you're coming to the conference, registration closes tonight. We have Dr. Kizzy Parks who can continue this conversation. So I'm really excited. We were able to schedule this right before the conference, so that those of you all are now like, oh my goodness, your juices are wet there. So if you haven't registered, midnight, it's a live in-person conference. You got to get to Richmond. Train, plane, motorcycle, bicycle, scooter. Hey girl, hey biz. Join us in Richmond, and we're going to continue this conversation. Thank you for those that are coming in. I want to honor your time. I'm a little bit over of what I requested. Let me just pop this one thing up here. When should you register your business on sam.gov? This will be the last question I take from the audience.
Immediately. You don't have to be in business a certain amount of time to work with the federal government. I do recommend that you get certified, even though it's not required. It's just an extra cushion for you. It allows more opportunities and more doors to open. So absolutely, immediately. Don't wait. And it's scary because they talk a different language, but you can get help with those free resources.
All right, there you go. The goal of my show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we want to know what just keeps continuing to influence and motivate you.
My children. Absolutely, my children. You know, the smiles on their face, they watch everything. So if you are a parent, please believe that even though your kids don't say anything, they're watching everything and they pay attention. And so I have to always be on my P's and Q's because I got some eyes on me. And
Well said. Well, thank you so much for being so gracious to pour into our audience today. And we're going to continue to follow you on Instagram. Y'all go join her one more time. Your tag, Instagram and Facebook, because you got over like 12,000 followers on Instagram already. Yeah. So y'all just join into the crowd.
So I am Moneybag623 on all platforms.
All right. And I have tagged in various places. So that's a great place to go. So thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. And I love the pink. I love it. Yes.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I know we're over time. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Amazing. Our guests are amazing. Sharvette.com. If you're like, I missed her bio, I missed Sharvette.com has her connection points, her website, all of that, her full bio. If you're listening to the podcast version, just look down below in the show notes. Thank you, audience, for just being here and wrapped up. Listen, my mom is saying this was wonderful information. Thank you so much, Morgan, for stopping by. I know you do a little bit in this contracting space and some of the things that you're doing. So I'm glad. Thank you, Tanda, who was able to be like a live witness for our guests tonight. So many. Thank you so much. I could keep going. Share this out. I know that there are business owners. I don't care. Even if you feel like I just have this, You listen to our coach tonight. You listen to our guest expert tonight. The possibilities are available for every one of us. So share this out. Again, I'm Sharvette Mitchell, the lovely host of the show, marketing strategist, and I'm excited to work with female entrepreneurs that are service-based to help them position their brand with an amazing visual brand to get more visibility with speaking opportunities, to position their authority with a published book, and to get more clients with their content marketing. So that's a little bit more about me. Thank you all for being here, and we're going to see you all later on the web. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Get Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.